need to check Mike's working. I don't think it's on Twitch, no. Of course Mike's not working on Twitch. Why would Mike be working on Twitch? But, good evening everybody, welcome back to Evolution League Racing. We have round number 11 of Season 3 here today. Here in Imola for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix. As to qualifying is in process, Tueur's already set a 1:14.0 to kick us off. And he's a championship leader, going into this race hoping to, looks pretty much set to seal the title on really his first attempt, having not taken part in either of the first two seasons. We have R34 on the lap. Gellert's just finished one, gone into P3 with a 1:15.3. A few other cars just heading out onto the circuit, but that's R34 Willow has invalidated. R34 takes us through the chicane of turns number 14 and 15, heading down in towards the two advances of turns 17 and 18, the two final corners of the circuit. To be honest, not the hardest corners as Imola goes. The last corner can be a little bit tricky, especially with track limits, but R34 playing it nice and safe all the time being. He's going to cross the line with a 1:15.1 to go into P4. Charlotte's gone up into P2 as all of that was going on with a 1:14.9. Narrowly ahead of Mr. Business. And for the time being, those are the only laps we're going to see as Willow is heading back into the pit lane having not fueled for 2 runs. And on this C6 tyre, 2 runs isn't the best idea. We hate the C6. We are number 1 C6 haters here. Like, there's no point in this tyre. Like, honestly, C5's good enough. Yeah, everyone else just heading back into the pit lane for the time being. Mystic is just starting his first lap of qualifying, as is who's through Sector 1 at the moment. Rav there is lapping as well, but almost a second up, in fact, on his personal best, with the Gulf Williams livery. Is honestly a beauty as he heads down into the final couple of corners. I believe the white Red Bull is available as well, if this livery is. Yeah, if the Gulf Williams is here, then the white Red Bull must be too. But Burt crossed the line with a 14.8 to go P2. Puts his Williams there. Charlotte's out of fuel, as her temporary teammate for this race is who's just coming around the final couple of corners. Keeps it within the white lines. See, rounds the final corner of turn number 18. Technically the last corner here of 19. Goes to P3 with a 1:14.8. Mystic heading into the final chicane as well. 50.8 in the first sector. Using a lot more battery than you would like at this time of the lap. You want to have so much more left for coming out of the last corner, but Mystic's going to rotate the car through the final couple of corners of 17 and 18. Technically do have the right-hander of turn 19, but if you manage to go wrong there, that's quite impressive. Mystic has done a 1:16.4 to go in P10, 6 cents off what Magic has done in P9. As, yeah, the car's just heading their way back round again for the next set of runs. And the order as it stands, Tueur P1, but in P2 with in third, Charlotte in fourth, Mr. Business P5, R34 P6. Obviously, as it stands, Tueur and Red Bull win both titles as things stand, with the championship as is right now. Coming around the last corner there is Unitos in the Haas. Used to be quite a bit of an Imola merchant, but I'm not sure how well that stacks up anymore because he's not played the game in quite some time. Has Unitos? He's taken a fairly extended break, can't really blame him. He's been playing iRacing, which is a much better game. It's just I've never got into it. I want to, as he's 3.5 tenths up through Sector 1 on his personal best. That would already see him challenging I'd already see him ahead of Gellerts as things stand, but he'll have more time in the rest of that lap, I'm sure. As going off through Sector 1 is Willow, who still is yet to set a time in the session, as coming past a couple of drivers. I don't believe either of them on a lap. No, Ayan is. Ayan's on a run. Mr. Business, I believe that is in front. I know that's magic, but either way. Is not. Is Unidos about to get blocked by this McLaren? I don't think he is. He's 4/10 up now, heading down into the final couple of corners again, using a little bit more battery than is ideal, but he'll recover a bit through these final two. And actually now, yeah, he has a very nice amount of battery that he can deploy all the way to the line. And also it's P2 with a 1:14.5 for Unidos. And that's a very strong lap to really get him in the fight. Really does look like we're going to have a completely open qualifying session here. As Ayan crosses the line, it's only P7 for Ayan. 1:15.0 is not what he'll be hoping for, as Magic goes past there. And Mr. Business, who's just started a run as well. He's got Charlotte just behind him too. Willow's finally posted a time, but obviously not a competitive one just yet. And here comes Tueur, provisional pole sitter on another run. Gellerts has just posted a time good enough for P5. As R34 heading around the last corner, he's 8/10 up, but he's invalidated, so it's not going to matter. But he's right up there in this fight, if he can string the lap together. His teammate Bert's coming through the final couple of corners. They're not running the same livery as, yeah, Tueur is, not Tueur, R34 is not on the Golf livery, but I'm sure once he realises that you can unlock them, he will be doing so. You've got to use the special liveries. Miss Business has invalidated on his run. So has Shard, in fact. So, I think that's Q2. I take it back. Tueur is very much not currently on a lap because he's invalidated as well. So, all the contenders haven't really strung the second lap in, as Willow's just gone up into P7 there with a 1:14.9. All very close from Bert down to Mr. Business, all within 2/10. 6 cars separated by less than 2/10. It's, if you just ignore the 4/10 gap to provisional pole, it's a very close session and will be a very interesting one. Here comes Mystic out of the pits. Magic there as well coming through Aquaman Raleigh. R34 just exiting the pits for quite possibly will be the final time. I'm not sure. Ayan here, I'm not sure if he's on the lap. I think he might be, as he heads throughout, down into Aquaman Raleigh here. He's going to get stopped, goes a little bit too wide. And whether or not he was on the lap, he's not going to be on anymore. He was, yeah, he's 2/10 up. Whether or not Ayan was on the lap, which turns out he was, either way, doesn't matter. He can't get it across the line, within the lines. Mr. Business, though, is on the lap here as he heads down into the final couple of corners. Not sure whether he's improving and how much by his Mercedes. Heads us round. Will do the short run with DRS. He jumps up with a 3.5 improvement, and that's him all the way from P8 into P3. And that tells you all you need to know about this qualifying session so far. Mr. Business now into P3 as that's R34 just beginning a lap as well. So he takes us through the first couple of corners. Can be a very technical section, but the second part of the first chicane should be foot to the floor, really. Through the hairpin, he takes us, heading up the hill now. I've just paused my game. Corner numbers on this track are hard to see. That's turn 9. Before he takes us down. Such a beautiful section of racetrack, honestly. You gotta love Imola. It's not the greatest for racing, it never has been, but it's just a spectacle in itself. 6 tenths up is R34 as he takes us through the chicane, very close with the curb, but within the regulations as he heads down, looking to potentially take himself onto the front row if he can keep this going, getting it stopped for the final couple of corners. The last braking zone of the lap, rotates it through, a lot of curb on that inside, with just about not enough. He's going to bail. He was 6 tenths up, but he's going to bail. He thinks it's better to get that final run. It's a really interesting choice. R34 thinks there's more in the lap than that, and he'd rather that not be his final run. He quite possibly could have made the line in time. I think he would have made the line in time if he carried on. But he's bailed to the pits instead, which is a very interesting decision. He would have had enough time with 3 minutes to go now. Well, there's over 3 minutes to go. Because by the time he would have reached the pit lane, it would have been about 2:20. And then he would have had a full, like, almost a minute. Obviously not quite, but he would have had a lot of time to get back into the pit lane before he'd have to go out again. So you still don't need to be going out then. Like, you don't need to be going out yet. Like, 2:10's all you need to be very comfortable getting to the line. As Charlotte takes us through the last couple of corners, very tight with the curb on the exit there of turn number 17. Takes us around the final corner, and across the line she goes. It's a bit under 3 tenths found to go up into P4, and those tyres aren't going to be good for another run, realistically. She might try it, but that C6 is not going to be happy anymore. It's a horrible, horrible compound, the C6. And I hate it with a passion. Unitos on a lap as well. He takes us into the first chicane of 1, 2, and technically 2, 3, and 4. Again, 2 very high-speed chicanes to start the lap at Imola, and very easy to go a little bit too wide on the exit there, and just playing it quite safe. Is a bit under a tenth down on this personal best coming through the first sector. But I'm sure there'll be time to be found in the rest of the lap. Unitos is going to carry on, obviously. He doesn't really have much choice at this point of the session. A lot of commitment through turn 9 and 10 as he have to. He's going to get stopped. Throughout Minerali rotated within the white line very nicely on the exit there. Just about within the limit of the track. He's now a bit under a tenth up, having found about a tenth and a half in that middle sector. A bit of a slide on the exit of the chicane, but it's going to be more than enough for him to hopefully still improve, because that seemed to be a good run otherwise. Is he going to get stopped for the final 2 corners? Maybe. He just had a really brilliant one on the last 2 laps. He seems to be pushing quite a lot at this stage, trying to find those last few bits of time, as he's taken too much from that inside. He needed it. He was down on his time. He wasn't going to improve. He needed something. And he did take a little bit too much of that inside and lost the lap. But it was never going to get him anywhere higher, even if he finished it. P5 there for Willow with a 1:14.7. Puts her into contention, but you'd expect those behind will be improving. Here comes Tueur, who's just starting what will be his final run of the session. Next car to the line is going to be Mystic, who's on an outlap, and then it's going to be Magic, also on an out. Then also still on his outlap. And there's going to be Gellerts in the McLaren, getting it rotated through the final couple of corners. Where can he put that papaya McLaren car as he crosses the line? Under a tenth found, which does bump him up to P7, but it will be no higher than that. Here comes Bert, who's next car to the line. He's just starting another run. R34 next up is a bit under 6 tenths up on his personal best this time around, having bailed to the pits on its previous run. He quite possibly could have made the line if he carried on. He crossed the line now. He lost some time in that final sector, and it's only 3 tenths found. He's going to stay in P8 at the very best. Unitos crossing the line again. He's already done his final run. Twice 2 tenths up. Through those first 2 sectors, he's kept it within the white lines, and that provisional pole time from the championship leader is set to be increased. 4.5, close to 5 tenths found. A 1:13.6 on the dot. Mr. Business can't improve on his 14.6. As Ayan jumps up into P2 with a 1:14.4. And then Mystic will be the next in line, but he's not going to be improving. Neither is Bert here. Norwalom, who's retired, and I believe we have now seen the end of qualifying, unless Bert can do something. I'm not sure if he's still on a lap. I don't think he is. No, he's not. Bert has backed off as well. So that is our qualifying order. Tueur on pole takes the extra point to really put him on his way to that title. And in second place, Unitos in third with a very strong result as well. But yeah, you'd imagine Tueur will just... You would imagine Tueur will just run away with it in this race. But you can't guarantee. Yeah, anything could happen. I doubt it's going to rain, but you never know. Hopefully, should be getting going shortly. Yeah, here we go. Perfect timing, as I just got back. As the formation lap gets underway, you'd imagine it will be mediums across the board, which indeed it is. It's just the much better time to start in this game. Starting on hards just doesn't really make sense anywhere. And there are a few tracks where it kind of does, but starting on hards is... Starting on hards is a thing you do at certain tracks, when the tyre wear's really high and they become the better tyre after about 2 laps. But it has to be high warm-up, and there are lots of things that have to happen for starting on hards to be worthwhile. Mystic and Magic have collided on the formation lap, which I didn't notice because I wasn't paying any attention because it's the formation lap. So that one's fun. It's a really like from 10th to 3rd, it could be anyone's game, honestly. It seems to be a really competitive field tonight, and this should be fun. Toy's going to run away with it. Unless he gets like taken out on that one, Toy's going to run away with it. Maybe he should be taken out just for the sake of content. Like, I'm not suggesting just take him out, but just take him out because it'll be really fun. And then he has to earn that title, which he's already won, but we don't talk about that. Because Mr. Quota isn't here, and Mr. Quota's the only guy that can stop him in the outscoring by 6 points today, but like... He's not won it yet, don't worry. Anyway. Charlotte. Charlotte, where are you going? Charlotte, where are you? Okay. I thought that was going to be worse than that. I'm known for my diabolical parking. I've done much worse than that at Imola. I've parked much worse than that at Imola. What is doing? Sorry. Okay. Om's just a bit special. Don't worry about him. He's just that guy at the back that you pretend doesn't exist. Tueur's angled right the way over to take that inside line. Here we go. Fire red lights. Ahead of the drivers here in Imola. His lights out, and away we go, and it's a very good start for Tueur, as he leads comfortably away in turn 1, and in second place. Unitos seems to be trying to hold on to third, it's 3 wide in the background. It's going to be Unitos and Charlotte going side by side through turn 1, as the Aston Martin goes off into the gravel. Can she keep it there? She can't quite, and now she's under pressure from Mr. Business, who looks to take that inside line, and Charlotte's going to have to back out of that one most likely, and she does, and has to settle for 5th place, trying to challenge for second, and trying to challenge for third, going off in the background there. That's R34 who's found the gravel early on. EJ in the Alpine's up quite a few positions from the back of the grid. Om's down a couple as he's just tried to play it safe, you'd imagine. And just lost that little bit of ground. Willow practically pushing Charlotte through the corner there. This business right in the back of Unitos as well. Seems to have the better race pace, but you never quite can tell. As they all head through the chicane for the first time. Everyone's still within that 1 second, more or less. Tueur's trying to break it, and probably will by the time the DRS gets actually activated. But for the time being, he is still being held at bay by N, but the gap of 9/10 will likely be a lot greater than 1 second by the time they get to this point in a lap's time. First lap off the race from Tueur, of course, the race leader at the end of lap 1 with a gap of 1 second. And in second place, we'll be under a little bit of pressure from Unitos. There goes Charlotte around the outside of Mr. Business with much lower wings to get that move done. At the end of lap 1, going on to 2, reclaiming that place that she lost when she found the gravel when battling with Unitos early on. And now she's going to switch that battery off and save some up for a little bit later. Willow and Burt go side by side through the hairpin there as Burt looks to be trying to get up into P6, and I think he's going to do so on the outside, although one of them's going to have to back out here, going onto the gravel there with Unitos, as does Burt, going off. One of them had to back out, neither did, and it ended up with a car off the track as Magic's gone round. The virtual safety car's deployed. Om's got a 10-second, but doesn't appear to be his fault, and would most likely be removed, if only we could, as Magic's now disconnected as well. Magic and Rav both disconnecting. I know I've got Rav as well. Somewhere. There. Gallet's got a 3-second time penalty for corner cutting, while I was not paying attention because I was inviting people. So the VSC, you'd imagine it will go green at some point fairly soon. As Om's come in early on, does he have damage? He might. Yeah, there's a new front wing. And is it a new front wing? No, it's not. But it's a 10-second time penalty being served under the VSC. And it's really race over for Om. As we await the VSC going green, it should happen fairly soon. But not quite yet. It must go soon. You know, the drivers will see when VSC's ending, we don't. As we go green now! It's a really awkward time, but no one has been caught out with a drive-through. Burt gets past his teammate there on the restart, getting a better one than the car in front of him, and he's right back up to the rear of Willow. Mr. Business almost pushing Charlotte into that chicane, all over the back of the Aston Martin, who really chose the perfect time to overtake, because now she's got a full battery again. Could have dumped as much as she liked on that previous lap when she went past. But she has gone past into P4, and now we'll use the DRS to try and get past Unitos as well. She's at 6 tenths behind, but she'll have much lower wings, you'd imagine. And with the battery as well, is she going to be close enough? It's going to be close by the time they get to the braking zone. Here she comes from 6/10 behind, trying on the outside where she was pushed off on lap 1. This time around, she doesn't get to challenging for the move. Backs off and waits behind, going off in the background there. That's Gellert who's found the gravel at turn 4. He's going to carry on and be okay. Running wide, that's a 3-second time penalty, a second 3-second time penalty for Gellert there. As Untos almost back into the 1 second of Anne in front. Which is interesting. Charlotte's falling back as well from the Haas. Which is also very interesting. Because if Untos gets the RS, Charlotte's not going to be able to overtake. That could quite well have been a warning on the inside there. She seemed to take that a little bit too much curve. If Charlotte gets the RS, Mr. Business is going to find it near impossible to overtake her here. But if she doesn't, which I don't think she has done, I think Mercedes should be able to get by. There's fast lap off the race from Tueur. Charlotte does not have DRS, and Unitos does, which is very interesting. Fast lap of the race, they're going to Willow, as here comes Mr. Business with the DRS. Going to try and get by Charlotte. There's a little bit of contact as they head into the corner. Charlotte sweeps around the outside and maintains that P4. Mr. Business trying to find a gap, goes off the track on the exit of turn 4, and Charlotte will have that place. Holding on against the Mercedes, and that's a big slide from Mr. Business, but he's going to be okay. Will have hummed the rears a little bit, but nothing too bad. Yes, the race will definitely be starting to settle down at this stage. Tueur leads, in second place, Unitos third, and in his DRS, he's keeping good pace at Unitos here, with Charlotte sitting 1.6 seconds behind him. Again, Mr. Business practically pushes Charlotte into that corner. Got much higher wings, will be faster in the middle sector as Anne's gone off through the chicane, and now Unitos is past and up into second place. Seemingly quite a big mistake from Anne there. I don't know how he's managed to lose so much time, because he was about half a second in front, now he's about half a second behind. So clearly, a major mistake from Anne on the exit of the chicane, and he's not got enough straight line speed to make up for it into turn 1. So Unitos now up into second place, looking to challenge for the podium. But Charlotte's back into DRS. She's got Mrs. Business right behind you. Surely not going to think of a move there. No, he doesn't. That would have been crazy if he went for it. And you respect the commitment if he goes for that, but you realistically can't go for the move like that. He's really struggling with those rears, even at this early stage. Fast lap of the race there from down in 14th place on those hard tyres. He's got nothing to lose, just doing time trial at this stage, really. Yeah, Tueur leads, Unitos second place, Anne in third, Charlotte fourth, all in the DRS train down to P9. And Jamie there, on those hard tyres, will be in a better position, tyre-wise, grip-wise, than the rest of these guys, because those hards will be better by now, I'd guess, after 6 laps. And that's about the stage when the tyre, when the tyre change would happen. Charlotte 8 tenths behind, with DRS, with much lower wings than Anne. She's going to be in with a move here. So much quicker on the straight, she heads into turn 1, moves up into third place. Wow, is that low wings compared to Anne in front of her. I knew Anne was running high, I didn't know it was that high of wings. Because now Charlotte's up into P3, Anne's trying to challenge round the outside into the hairpin. There'll be a bold one. If you can make it stick, he's pushed off on the exit. And now is he at risk of losing out to Mr. Business. If you go on board, he does wisely back out of that move. It would have been crazy to stick it up the inside with how far back he was. But Charlotte's on DRS to Unitos. Not the first time in this race. Charlotte's had a fight in the middle sector after overtaking someone, and then lost a DRS from it. 2.3 seconds is the gap. Because Jamie's gone up into P8 with those hard tyres, got past R34. Sitting at 8 tenths of a second, and will quite possibly be overtaken by Mr. Business here, depending on the wing difference. Oh no, he's definitely not going to be able to get past Charlotte, as Bert is the first of these guys to come in for a pit stop. It's a little bit early. You can do 20-something laps on the mediums, on the hard, sorry, but not comfortably. Like, you want to go as long as possible on the first end, realistically. What did I do? I want. Oh, Miss Biss is thinking about it on the inside of it, and I want to find how many laps I did in my last Imola race, where I went I took them literally to puncture because they punctured as I was in the pit lane. It's losing the DRS to Charlotte on it. Very close. In that race, I went 23 laps on a set for hards and drifting through that chicane. I took the hards 23 laps and they punctured. So that gives an indication of roughly what the tyre wear's like. Haynes really struggling on those rears and has lost DRS to Charlotte, who in turn doesn't have DRS to Unitos. Here comes Mr. Business. He'll get past him with ease in turn 1. Although maybe not with ease, because he's got very little battery left. So he's going to pull to the outside. And there you go, he does. Move himself past. Under braking into turn 1. Mr. Business up into 4th, but 1.6 seconds behind Charlotte. Oh, how have I done that? I did not tell you to do that. Okay. Willow and Jamie go side by side. Jamie now on those hard tyres, moving up into 6th place, working his way through this train very nicely. But the big issue is he's not going to be in the train by the time all of these guys picked. Because he's going to be... he's going to be dropping off. Oh, no, he's not going to be dropping off, sorry. He's going to be undercut by all of them when they go on to brand new hards. Jamie with a 3-second time bounty as well. Just cut the inside curve a little bit too much. Through the chicane. And now Scott with the DRS. The 3-second time bounty there for Mystic takes him up to 6. The second driver to reach a 6-second time bounty in this race. As Ed coming into the pit lane. It's an early stop, but he'll be able to make it to the end from there for sure. The other caveat with my race was that it was raining at the end, so yeah, the tyres were bad by the end of that. It's still early for Aiden though to be coming into a stop. Those tyres probably will be getting into puncture range by the end. They'll be like 80%, I imagine. He's been undercut by Bert. And almost by Om as well. Obviously, Om does have to stop again. He's been on those tyres for ages. But he's there. He's 1.2 seconds behind Ayan. He will be ahead of some of these guys from the leading pack once they all come into the pit lane. That's the thing. Yeah, Om's tyres are 7 laps old. They're almost as old as the ones that people started the race on. The thing with Imola is the pit lane's so long as well. You can't... there's no way you can two-stop, realistically, here. Because the pit lane is just so long. Oh, Magic's there. Oh, that's a shame. They left the league entirely. R34 gets past Willow through turn 1. Goes a little bit wide in the process. He's just about kept that out of the gravel. I think he's okay. He might have an illegal. I don't think he does. It's a 10-second of a Mystic. They're speeding in the pit lane and he's retired. Yeah, realistically, he was never scoring points from that position. As Jamie's got past Mr. Business now. Moving up into P4, working his way through this train one by one with the much superior tyres. Now, Charlotte will be an interesting test for him. A car on worse tyres, but who's a missile on the straights. That might be another warning for Jamie there. He does seem to like taking a little bit too much inside curve there. Tueur will aim to go 12 laps, I imagine, on these tyres. I think 12 laps is the ideal. Unjos comes in now, though. At the end of lap 11, Unjos comes into the pit lane, as does Charlotte, as does pretty much everyone. R34 stays out. And Willow gets to 10 seconds for speeding in the pit lane, and that's pretty much race over as well. A 10-second for speeding in the pit lane is such a harsh penalty. It should go back to being 5, but it stops you from doing it. And that's the thing, if you speed, your race is cooked. It's a great deterrent. It's just way too harsh. It doesn't fit the crime. Where does Om come out relative to these guys who are just exiting the pits now? He's going to be ahead of Charlotte. And with tyres that are up to temperature, he'll probably stay ahead, you know, for a lap. Maybe not even. He won't fight her. Probably. He might. He's on. Anne and Bert going side by side through the hairpin of turn number 7 and moving back up into P4. And there is quite the gap behind him. But will those tyres make it to the end comfortably? Comfortably, no. Will they make it? Probably. I don't know. He might be doing some tyre saving by the end. Tueur and Jamie's in. Jamie's on a 2-stop then. Tueur's in from the race lead, going on to set the hard tyres, that's obvious. But Jamie going on to a medium is a really interesting call, because those are not making the end. I can tell you that. Those mediums are not going to the end of the race. Not a chance he's taking mediums 20 laps. As Buzz move back past Ayan into turn 1. Charlotte has got past on. Mr. Business is now on the rear of the Aston Martin. The Aston Martin will be doing no favours in this race. He's defending the inside, yeah. He's not letting him through easily. Business is going to send it around the outside. Can he just about get the move done? Yes, he can. It's a very well worked, very nice move. Brakes so late, got so much more grip as well, but Om's got him back. Om's simply just got him back on the exit. Om honestly just defending really well against him. Mr. Business is going to have to stick to the outside here. There's going to be no way of getting past into this corner. And he's stuck behind again. And by the time they get to the main straight, the battery difference is such that Willow's right there. Mr. Business is going to try the outside, and they're going to go 3 wide into the final corner. I don't think they will, as Mr. Business goes round the outside, but now he's going to press on Willow. As Charlotte got a 3-second time bounty for multiple warnings. Here comes Willow, and she's going to go breezing past into P6. As Josh gets past Ayan and up into 3rd place. Charlotte's catching this train. And now Willow is into P6, Jamie's P7, Mr. Business down to P8. No longer under any pressure from Om, who's dropped off significantly. But down in 8th now, really not in a great position is Mr. Business. Yeah, now Om's been overtaken by R34, and Om's probably going to come into the pits again fairly promptly, I'd imagine. And go for the 2-stop. Pit now, go to the end on hards. It will be slow. He'll probably be 12. But it's better than nothing. That's what I'd guess it will do. There's still quite a way to go on those tyres if he is going to pit. So you don't want to two-stop at this track. Here comes Unitos. Going to take that second place away. Charlotte's got this train. It's the fastest lap of the race from Willow. Unitos back up into P2. On the inside of Burt, who's not going to give it up that easy, but he will be forced to back out and bail. Ayan now, looking to challenge to Williams. He's going to find a gap on the inside there. I think he just about will. And Ayan moves up into third. Both getting past Burt in the span of in one sector. Is Charlotte going to think about it as well? They go side by side now. And Burt, in the span of about a sector, has gone from second place down to fifth. 3 places in such a short time. It's, yeah. And that's just what happens in racing, unfortunately. And Burt's probably going to have to pit again with the way his tyres are shaped right now. Having already done 7 laps of them with 17 to go, that's going to be a 50p. That's going to be 50p by the end of the race. That is not going to be a fun tyre. Obviously, you don't get actual flat spots in the game, but it's going to be a metaphorical 50 pence. Let's say that. Has Ayan lost the RS? I think he has. And you know what that means. When you lose the RS, you lose the place. Here comes Charlotte. And yeah, Charlotte is very comfortably back within the 1 second of Unitos, sitting at 6/10 now. As she heads through turn 1. She could be under pressure if she keeps going as deep as that. But yeah, 8/10, 9/10 of a second. Gets them back in, but can she stay in? I'm not so sure. I don't think she can stay in. I genuinely don't think she has the pace. I think there's a reason why they dropped so far behind in the first stint. I don't think Charlotte has the pace. She's just being the train conductor. And she doesn't have the pace to hang with them. Just look at Tueur up front. Just should give him some screen time. He's on his way to win the championship. He's got some brilliant pace. Tueur's a great driver. Now, admittedly, he has had a couple of penalties for doing some silly things, but haven't we all? I say that, no, but you know what I mean. Everyone makes mistakes. Yeah, Tueur's great. And it's only 3 penalty points. It's nothing like severe. Like 3 penalty points across the entire season for Tueur is perfectly fine. Yeah, they're not a dirty driver for getting 3 penalty points. Jamie will be looking at a move on Will I perhaps? No. I'm really interested in what the strategic call is from Jamie. I think he's going to be two-stopping. He must be two-stopping. But if you're going two-stop, why would you start on the hard? I feel like if you're going to two-stop, it makes more sense to start on the medium. But I don't know. Do you mean hard? Yeah, Charlotte can't stay with Unitos. She can't at all. She doesn't have the pace to stay with Unitos. He's going to get P2. Unless he throws it away, but realistically he's not going to do that. He just can't stay in DRS. Can Willow do anything? I'm not so sure. She's got the run this time though. On Bertie, she's going to be close enough on the brakie. She's going to have to back out. Almost back into the pit lane. Willow might have the move on this occasion. She's very close. Ayan's got a 3-second time penalty, which I must have missed at some point. Obviously, Willow's position is going to be P9. But that's going to be maybe P8, because Jamie's going to have to do so. Because Business got past the Ferrari there on the exit of the chicane. It's not a common place to make a move. So 3 seconds for Burt as well. They're all struggling to stay in that 3 second in the white line, really. It's Jamie and R34 going side by side. Jamie almost squeezed off the track there as R34 moves up into 8th place. Mr. Business looking in danger of losing the DRS to Willow as well. And all the gaps are really opening up. Yeah. And it's all just DRS train at this point. It's crazy how Imola's the DRS train track on this game now. Like, how of all tracks is Imola a DRS train circuit? And I guess it kind of makes sense because you can't overtake. But... Hey, actually, I take that back. You just can't overtake. It makes sense. Unja's with a 3 second time penalty. And that gap's no longer as safe as it could have been. You know, it now is 2 seconds rather than 5. It was before. Two Williams might swap places now as Burst falling off the DRS. No, Burt's back in. He's going to be okay. Burt's in, yeah. Burt is into the pit lane. Willow has been overtaken by Mr. Business. Having finally, Mercedes gets past. Jamie's pitched as well. Yeah, Jamie's in as well. Jamie and Burt. Both into the pits. It's another 3 second time for Willow as well, who's honestly... That P7's not going to be safe. Once these guys start catching back up. Yeah, race really starting to die down. It's a shame because the first hit was actually really interesting. But then like the rest of the race, just nothing's happened. These guys have to make up a lot of time. Burt and Jamie. They got to get past EJ. Then they got to close 9 seconds to Gellert in 10 laps. They need a second a lap. It's a track where tyre wear isn't that high. Like, Gellert will make the end on those tyres, undoubtedly. The tyre wear is nowhere near high enough that they won't make that he won't make the end. 3 second time penalty for R34 as well. Really puts him without a chance of getting past Mr. Business. And that's all it really does. Here comes Burt. Will get past EJ on this occasion. So he gets the DRS. There he goes. And you'd imagine Jamie's going to follow him through, which yes he does. Moves past. And it's P9 and P10 for those two. Oh, EJ and Om going together through turn 1. I think there's a bit of damage there for Om. So go to the outside now. Is Om going to have enough space? No, he's not. It's a 3-second time bounty as well for multiple warnings as he went slightly off the road. Jamie and Bert swapping positions again. So are they going to go wood to wood? No, they're not. Jamie does take that P9, and it looks like he's going to stay there. Om's almost just died in front of my eyes. Gellert's now with another 3-second time bounty. As Ains back in and he's sped. Ains back into the pit lane. He wasn't going to make the end, and he's sped in the pits in doing so. And he might not even finish in the points. That is a real possibility that Aang won't score points. Actually, it's less of a real possibility. I mean, he might finish outside, I don't know. EJ's into the pit lane as well. Bert and Jamie swapping places again. Spurt goes past in turn 1. These two do look set to battle it out to the end, even if they have quite a disparity of time penalties between them. Mr. Business in a very lonely P4. Wait, yeah, that looks pretty much nailed on as a P4. Not going to be any higher when you consider the gaps around him. Unless Charlotte gets a 6-second. Nothing's really going to change for Mr. Business's race. 3-second for EJ, takes him up to 6 seconds in total. Here's R34 on the back of Willow. Struggling to get past, really. Is Aiden and Bert gaining enough? I think they are. They are definitely gaining. They're about 8 seconds behind now. Yeah, they're gaining very fast. Bert to Gellert's is 7 seconds. And it needs to be 6 seconds at the end of the race. Here comes Jamie with the DRS. Jamie and Gellert's will be a more interesting one because they're much further away. Okay, well, because so they're going to go side by side into turn 1 and 2. Jamie goes a little bit off through 1. Bert goes a little bit off through 2. Toy's got a 3-second time bounty out in front. First time we've had to say that name in a while. There goes Bert. Run the outside and back up into P9. These two are having a nice battle. And it's about the only highlight of this race at the moment. How are there still 8 laps to go? How is there still an entire stint on the mediums to go in this race? Someone explain to me how there's still another stint left to go in this race. Yeah, Tueur's got a 3-second time penalty. His lead isn't totally safe. Unitos's P2 isn't totally safe. You never know, a late safety car, Miss Business wins it all. And then... yeah. I mean, it absolutely has been a champion stride from Tueur today. 10 seconds up the road. He may have a penalty, but that doesn't matter, does it? 10-second penalty doesn't matter when you're 20 seconds ahead. 3-second penalty doesn't matter when you're 9 seconds ahead. And when everyone else has a 3-second too. But yeah, Tueur's got nothing to worry about. And he's caught up to Gellert, which is interesting. Bert still hasn't. Bert's actually like losing time. So Ayan needs to clear Gellert, get past Gellert, and then he needs to clear 4 seconds to him. Is that doable? Yeah. Will he do it? I don't know. Probably. Will Ayan take that? Take that P7. He's going to try into the chicane. Gellert backs out of it, and Ayan is up into P7. He needs to find 4 seconds before the end of the race, and I think that will be doable. I'm not sure if it'll be enough, but he's going to try it for sure. So he takes us through the last couple of corners. He will have Gellert in his CRS. As R34 has finally got past Willow into turn 1. Can he do anything with that? Not really. He's 3 seconds behind Mr. Business and has a penalty, so yeah, I doubt much is going to change for R34's race. I think we know pretty much how it's going to end. I think we know how pretty much everyone's race is going to end. Unless we see a safety car, which would definitely shake things up. Yeah, just one retirement being Mystic. Rab and Magic both will not be classified because they both disconnected like lap 2. Yeah, 6 laps to go now, as Tueur takes it on to lap 27 of 32. Still extending that gap out to Unitos. Unitos very comfortably in 2nd place. Makes a very well to the podium for him. Sharp 3rd. Not got the pace to stay close to Unitos. Got the pace to pull away from Mr. Business. Mr. Business 4th, just a bit in the middle of nowhere. Even with not having a penalty, doesn't really matter if you're that far behind. R34 P5 took him far too long to get past Willow. Jamie and Bert swapping positions again, who would have thought? They probably will catch up to Gellerts. Gellerts has almost lost those 4 seconds to N already, might I add. Willow will get P6. Because Ayan won't get close enough. Ayan won't get within 3 seconds. And Gellerts is already outside of 7 seconds and won't get any closer. Yeah, so Willow will get P6. Then it'll be Ayan P7. Bert P8. Maybe Jamie P9. It'll be Jamie or Gellerts P9. On will get the last point. It won't be Jamie P9. It's going to be Gellerts P9, realistically. Although they are still gaining. You never know, Jamie could get past. I am having the time of my life. I'm so tired. It's mock. I've got mocks. I'm 8 mocks in, 10 to go. I just want it to be Christmas, man. Like, it's not that bad. But I've had the 2 that I was properly worried about. So, like, it's all uphill from here, really, but there's still 10 mocks to go. And it's all just a bit... It's just a bit much. I was meant to have Wednesday as a day off, but no, because they've rescheduled my mocks, and now I don't have a day off. Literally for 2 weeks straight. Obviously, the weekends are off, but that's a separate thing. I've just got mocks every day for 2 weeks. Maths and physics on Monday, that's chill, I guess. Anyway, so Jamie and Bert, now on the back of Gellerts, will be looking to get past at the end of this lap. Bert will do so. Bert could take P7, actually. Because he's sitting about 6 seconds, 6.2. Oh, he's gone early. He's gone past already. So Bert's sitting about 6.2 seconds behind Ayan. And with 10 seconds less penalties, unless anything drastically goes wrong for him, Bert will actually take that P7. Could he get P... Oh, you know what? I think he could get P6. He's sitting about 15 seconds behind. He needs to gain 2 seconds in the remainder of this race. Here comes Jamie past Gellerts into turn 1. They both have DRS here, but Jamie's got that little bit more battery and more straight line speed. Moves past. Gellerts goes off. And Jamie up into P9. Gellerts down to P10. Can Jamie pull those 3 seconds in the next 3 laps? It's possible. Is it likely? I don't know. Especially if you lose DRS to Bert, that'll make it a lot more difficult. Bert could take this, you know. He does seem to be gaining. It's now 13.5 seconds rather than... I think Bert's got it, to be honest. I think Bert might get that P6. Which on a 2-stop at Imola is good going. two-stop at Imola is rough because the pit lane is so long. It's like Silverstone. Silverstone, you can't two-stop, even though you should. It should be a two-stop track, but it's not because the pit lane is just way too long. What? Jamie's gonna close into Burt, and already almost got those 3 seconds. Yeah, there it goes. So Jamie's now set for P9, assuming he doesn't get another penalty. So change in order, right? There's gonna be R34's called out to Mr. Business. Jamie's got another penalty. So he's got to gain another 3 seconds in the remainder of this race, which he'll probably be able to do with the way the gaps are going. And Tueur's going to win, no matter what, as he's taking us into lap 31 now. Lap 31 on 32 is the penultimate lap for Tueur. EJ's got back past Om, actually, as Om was back in the pit lane, looking to go for the fastest lap. Untos is going to take P2, Charlotte P3, Mr. Business P4, R34 P5. Then it's going to be Burt, of all people, in P6. Then it will be probably Ian with the rate he's catching. Then Willow. R34 actually getting past Mr. Business into turn 1. Not that it matters for anything, because I doubt that penalty is getting removed. You never know, it might be. Yeah, lap and a half to go for Tueur. He's got a few more corners before his victory lap begins. Very, very comfortable today. Fastest lap of the race currently held by Om. He wants to break that. Fair enough. Om's on top. No one would have seen that one coming. Yeah, Tueur is going to begin the final couple of kilometres around this circuit. The final 4.9 kilometres for Tueur. His final 4.9 kilometres to go until he becomes a champion. Both of the drivers and constructors, because him, alongside his teammate Rose Racing, who isn't actually here for the occasion, will be crowned constructors once he crosses the line as well. And he confirms the Mercedes will not outscore him by enough. Yeah, so long as Tueur can just hold on, he'll be absolutely fine, winning by almost 15 seconds. Untos playing it very safe on the last few laps as well, as is everyone, really. No reason to take the risks at this stage. Well, Ian's still pushing, because he has a V-Cup to catch. He's 3 seconds away from gaining enough. Not 3 seconds, 3/10. And I think Willow knows it, but I don't think she'll be able to do enough with the grip in those tyres. But here comes Tueur. He joined us. I believe it's in round 2 of this season in Las Vegas. And he's been pretty much unstoppable. Him and Mr. Quota have traded wins, but in the last few races, it's really been Tueur who's taken control of this. He crosses the line to win in Imola. And he is your Season 3 champion, both of the drivers and the constructors as well. It's Tueur who is your champion. Untos coming home for a very, very well-deserved P2. Charlotte P3. Mr. Business does get that P4. It's going to be Ian who crosses the line P6 behind R34 in P5. No, Burt's going to take this, isn't he, after the time penalties, I think. Yeah, Burt does get that P6 following his teammate home. And P7, Willow P8, Jamie P9. The final cut across the line is going to be Gellert, who takes that final points-paying position. And that rounds off what was a great season for Tueur. There's still a race to go, but it's the championship going his way. Okay, my game has loaded. Fancy that. Although the next screen's not going to load, apparently. Obviously, yeah, I'm just going to end stream now. Okay. Thank you to all for watching the stream today. Hope you enjoyed it somewhat. But yeah, that was it. We've got one more race left of the season in Canada next week, hoping to round things off on a bit more of a positive note. But again, huge congratulations to Tueur. Very, very well deserved. He's been outstanding this season. And we can see if he can continue this form in the next one. But for the time being, and for this week, that's all for today. Hope to see you next week.